Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Banskà, Bystrica in Slovakia. Slovakia is located in Central Europe. It was famously once part of Czechoslovakia along with the Czech Republic. And this region of Slovakia happens to border Hungary down here to the south, with Poland just up there. Banskà, Bystrica. Very fun to say. Doesn't really look like I tried to color this in so you could see it better. It's hard to see that side. But like I said, we are in southern Slovakia. The lower Tatra Mountains are just along here. So most of the area is the valleys below these mountains. Lots of beautiful rivers creating beautiful valleys, including in the capital here, Banskà Bystrica, where we have the Rhône River going through the town. Oh, you know what? I just remembered we have UNESCO sites in this area, and I didn't set up my tablet to show them to you. 1 second. And close this tab because that's spoilers for the next episode. And there we go. This was all planned out perfectly. So we actually have 2 UNESCO sites in this area. One is in the little town of Banskà Štiavnica, which I believe is how you say it. The historic town of Banskà Štiavnica and the technical monuments in its vicinity. Very fancy. The historic town. Okay. Over the centuries, the town of Banskà Štiavnica was visited by many outstanding engineers and scientists who contributed to its fame. The old medieval mining center grew into a town with Renaissance palaces, 16th century churches, elegant squares and castles. The urban center blends into the surrounding landscape, which contains vital relics of the mining and metallurgical activities of the past. Sorry if you can hear my tummy. We had tacos tonight. That's why. Let's look at the pictures here. This really pretty town. Of course, we'll look at it on Google Earth later. You guys are in for a treat tonight because this region of Slovakia is absolutely loaded with beautiful pictures on Google Earth. These pale in comparison, but it is a quaint little town. And we'll talk a bit about the mining history of this region. You can see a big mine right here, which this whole province, I want to say it's either province or the area we're doing next. This happens when I research too many places at once. One of them is provinces. I can't remember. Oh no, it's a word that I couldn't pronounce because it's in Slovak. The region. Let's say that. That's like that. But yes, very quaint little town. Very important to the mining history of this region. And then we have, let's get to the description, the wooden churches of the Slovak part of the Carpathian mountain area. Says the wooden churches of the Slovak part of the Carpathian mountain area, inscribed on the World Heritage List, consist of 2 Roman Catholic, 3 Protestant, and 3 Greek Orthodox churches built between the 16th and 18th centuries. The property presents good examples of a rich local tradition of religious architecture, marked by the meeting of Latin and Byzantine cultures. The edifices exhibit some typological variations in their floor plans, interior spaces, and external appearance due to their respective religious practices. They bear testimony to the development of major architectural and artistic trends during the period of construction and to their interpretation and adaptation to a specific geographical and cultural context. Interiors are decorated with paintings on the walls and ceilings and other works of art that enrich the cultural significance of the properties. So the church in this region is this one. in Banskà. Really beautifully crafted churches. All wood, beautiful paintings right on the wood panels. You can tell this one is Orthodox. I think the one we're going to look at just by looking at it is probably a Protestant church because it's too plain for a Catholic church and not nearly enough domes for an Orthodox church. Pretty sure it's Protestant. We'll take a look at that on Google Earth. So let's talk about the history here. Set that tablet down very carefully. There we go. So, like I said, mining is very important to the history of this region. In particular, copper mining. There's my notes. Copper mining in particular. They've mined all kinds of things here. But copper has always been the most abundant and most lucrative. There's evidence that the ancient Celts here were working in the mine, being replaced by the Germanic peoples, who were of course conquered by the Roman peoples, who also mined here. Eventually, when the Slavic people moved in, they also started mining. Mining was just like a constant, but it wasn't really industrialized until like the 1300s or so, when like companies formed to extract copper to sell around Europe. It is possible that the Mongols came through here, which is interesting because I just did a History Magazine article about that Mongol invasion that came through Hungary. We don't know for sure if they came through, but most likely they did. Probably destroyed everything in their path because they were the Mongols. But it was in 1255 that King Bela of Hungary declared Banskà Bystrica a town. And of course it was part of Hungary at the time, the Kingdom of Hungary. There were other people, of course, who were interested in conquering this area, mainly the Ottomans. They invaded the southern portion of the region here in 1544 and had conflicts with the Austrians over who was going to control this region. It pretty much stayed in Hungary's hands until 1920. So slow down. Back it up. Something very unfortunate happened for the economy of this region, and that is that they mined out all the copper. It happens if you're not being careful and not being sustainable in your mining practices, but they didn't know that then. They mined out all the copper, the mines closed, and it could have thrown this region into economic turmoil, but instead they diversified and went more into textiles, timber, manufacturing. It was around then that real industry as we know it today was beginning, so they started investing in that. And therefore, ruin didn't come to this region once the main industry that has existed here since humans first settled here all dried up. So there's no mining today, and if I can find it, because it's out here in the hills somewhere, I'll show you this mining museum where they still have the mine shaft and everything like in the picture. So 1920, what happened in 1920? More specifically, what happened just before 1920? And that, of course, was World War I, which Hungary at the time was Austria-Hungary. They were the main instigators of World War I, along with Germany, of course. And after losing the war, the Treaty of Trianon was signed to figure out how to situate everything, essentially. There are lots of treaties after World War I. This is just one of them. And this whole area up here, which was part of Hungary, was given to Czechoslovakia, which it was then known as. So then it officially became part of Slovakia, no longer part of Hungary. Probably the most important major aspect of the history of Banskà Bystrica was the uprising during World War II. Nazi Germany had invaded and occupied Czechoslovakia very famously, right around the beginnings of just before the beginning of the war, actually. and an insurgency was growing underground here in town, and it came to a head on August 29th, 1944, when they started to violently fight back against the Nazi Germans, and that conflict lasted until October 28th. The Nazi Germans won out, but they did not stop fighting their underground fight and continued until the area was liberated by the Soviets in 1945. Which, of course, then Czechoslovakia very famously became a pro-Soviet Union area, being liberated during the Velvet Revolution. And I guess the other famous fact about Slovakia is how it's separated from the Czech Republic, which I clearly remember being a little kid and fascinated with geography and just being like, well, why? And it was mainly a cultural and political thing. They called it the Velvet Divorce because it went without incident and both countries split amicably on January 1st, 1993. And now we have Slovakia and the Czech Republic, two separate countries. Banskà Bystrica is famous for a lot of things nowadays. It's a big tourist center. As you're about to see, there's some beautiful wildlife, nature, scenery, and therefore outdoor sports that are plentiful in this area. Name it, you could probably do it here. Tourism, lots of sports, and education. It's a big education city. Lots of colleges. There are beautiful natural parks and reserves, especially up here in the north. The mountains are. And I think that's about it, actually. I think that was about it. So, I'm excited to show you Google Earth. Let's head over there with no further ado. Let's head over to Google Earth so I can show you just how beautiful this area is. According to Google Earth, this is a region. What did I say, province? I think the place we're going next is a province. But here we are in Banskà, where's my pencil? Banskà Bystrica region. So we're going to start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are. Maybe you're not sure where Slovakia is located, and that's okay. You're going to learn right now, so don't you worry. Here is Slovakia right here. Almost, actually, very close to smack dab in the middle of Europe. You can see Poland up there, the Czech Republic, Austria, Hungary, and Ukraine, all surrounding it. You can see the Carpathian Mountains here, with the Tatras making up this range up here, creating all of these beautiful valleys down here. Let me see if I can show you something interesting that I found while wandering around in the mountainsides here. Goodness, I don't even remember where I found it. It was somewhere around here. Oh, here it is. Never mind. I found it right away. There are lots of places in Europe that claim to be the center of Europe, and this is one of them. A little church here, a little plaque commemorating that this is the middle of Europe. It really depends on your definition of Europe. Some people don't exclude Russia. And Scandinavia makes things a bit hard to measure. But I think there's 3 or 4 places that claim to be the center of Europe. But yeah, I was trying to read this plaque. It's a little hard to read. It's this far away from my face, but yes, one of the areas that claims to be the center of Europe. Is it really? Does it really matter? If you want to claim it, feel free. I suppose I should just show you. Oh, you know what? While we're up here, never mind. Look what I found up here. I was like, what is this thing here? And I tapped this. I think it was this slideshow. Yeah. You'll never catch me walking across something like that. Oh, that's so stressful. I could literally never. Oh no. Oh, that makes me so dizzy. But you reach this landmark up here and you can take a fantastic picture. Count me out, please. No, thank you. Oh, that's too much. That's crazy. Would you do this? I mean, rock climbing, sure. Climbing up the rope ladder, sure. Like up here, that sounds fun. Not this. This is horrible. I'd be up here sobbing. I literally could not ever do that. There's a bunch of little bridges like that up here, and it stresses me out, so we're not going to look at it anymore. Now, let's head over to town. Banskà, Bystrica. So there's a lot of important things here that I want to show you. I just have to find them first. I don't want to drop a pin. I guess we could start here at the castle. Of course, it's been redone a bit. You can see the original wall there. But this was the main castle of the region right here in the little historic area. There's King Bela, I'm pretty sure. So if we go down here, I love that parts of it's in 3D. Oh, I should show you. I'll show you after. And show you what these beautiful homes look like. All traditional and lovely. I'm going to turn off the everything so I'm not looking at Tesco and stuff like that. So I can, oh, it's over here. So I can show you some of the monuments here. This one right here, I believe, hello. There we go. Yeah, this is for the soldiers that liberated the town after World War II. Soviet and Romanian Army Dead Heroes Memorial or Monument to the Fallen Heroes of the Soviet and Romanian Armies. And it's a little pretty black obelisk, which we just did a History Magazine article about obelisks too. That's funny. But yeah, it's very poignant. Oh, we'll look at these later. Hold on to that thought. Over here, I think I need the everything filter for these to pop up. We have a plague column, which if you don't live in Central Europe, you're like, what is a plague column? Because they're quite common in some parts of Europe. It is a column erected to thank whatever deity, in this case it's Mary, for not destroying the town in plague. And you can see the beautiful church right there. The city halls are right there. And nearby, I wonder if it's in the slideshow here. This is like the heart of the city right here. I wonder if I can see it in this slideshow. Not quite, but that's a great view. I think that's from what I want to show you, which is the clock tower. Which is an important... Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at the sky and the pigeon. The clock tower is, for a while, it was like the tallest structure in town, and it was meant to not just tell time, but to keep an eye out for enemies, and it's currently leaning. It's very blurry here. Here it is. This is the clock tower. It is a leaning tower of Slovakia. I guess you can only tell from... If you're standing in front of it, I guess it's leaning a bit from the top. And now I have to show you right here. This is the museum for the Slovak National Uprising, and it's a very beautiful building, isn't it? Very poignant memorial there to those who lost their lives during the occupation and the fight. These old tanks. It's mostly outdoors. You can see lots of exhibits for free. And pay respect to those who fought bravely for Slovakia and freedom and democracy and anti-fascism. The pictures are taking a while to load, aren't they? Lots of tanks and things and train there and memorials, laying flowers in front of the statue in remembrance. There's lots of other things to see here, but I really want to show you the beautiful countryside. Let's find a nice picture. I'm going to put this back on so we don't have to see grocery stores. What's this? Oh, this is neat. I don't know what this is. I should have Googled it, but you can see a bunch of runes carved into the rocks. Very old, very like Germanic, right? That's fascinating. Well, let me show you another cool place. It's near our, well, UNESCO town. Banskà Stavnica, which you can see is just so picturesque and lovely. Isn't that such a beautiful little European town? Oh, I meant to show you the houses over there, but in a second. I don't want to lose track of what I wanted to show you. I might have to put the everything filter back on, or not. I think it's right here. I think. Yeah, look at this castle that's crumbled. There's lots of beautiful castles all along the countryside here. Most of them look like this. Now just standing stones, essentially. A castle for the fairy folk in the woods. See, the forests, the woodlands here are just absolutely stunning. Even the fields, the mountains in the distance. These old castle walls. So, 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 so beautiful. Let me show you real quick because I forgot. I said I would show you. You can see it in this slideshow. The quaint old homes here. It's so cute. It's so charming, isn't it? Very typical, I guess, Central European architecture. And all of this was built during the time of the copper boom. So people could build these wonderful elaborate homes. There's the castle. To show you the mining. I have to remember where I found that. Let's see. It was somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, and I tapped it like, what is that? And I'm like, oh snap, it's a whole mining museum. I don't think this is it, but let's look at it anyway. Come on. Oh, how haunting. The wilderness here is just something else. So there's train tracks leading to a mine for sure. For sure, for sure. I wonder if I just type in mine. I don't know. Somewhere around here. You guys apparently really like it when I'm frantically searching for things. So enjoy, I suppose. Let's see. Let's try it. Let's try mine. Let's try this. Will this give me what I want? I don't know what this is. What is that? Oh, okay. Old fountain there. Or well of some kind. Not what I was hoping for. Let's see what this is. This looks like another castle. Yep, isn't that pretty? Where did I see this mine at? It's a little mining museum, and you can see all the cool rocks that they had mined there before. And of course, if I spoke Slovak, that would help out a lot. I think that's another castle there. It's not this, is it? No, we just literally looked at that. What's this? It had this icon, I remember. We're going to find it. Little pond. What's the photopod? Waterfall. Oh, how beautiful. I highly encourage you to just grab whatever you use to look on Google Earth and just explore this region. It is absolutely stunning. Oh, how quaint that is. Every slideshow here is just beautiful, 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 beautiful. We're gonna find it, guys. Oh my gosh. That's stunning. Let's see this. Nope. But still so beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we won't get to look at it. Maybe it was further south. These are castles again. Let's look at this one. Wow. That's spectacular. Spectacular. Make sure we don't wind up in Hungary. Let's bring back the borders real quick. Oh, it was Mineral Fountain. Was that what that was? Goodness. Bring back the borders. Because it was literally just like in the middle of nowhere. But I feel like it was to the west. We're gonna find it. Or not, and that's okay if we don't. But I'd really like to find it. Oh, cute little haggard hut there. What's this? Fireplace under the pyramid. Well, that's not what we're looking for. That looks bizarre. Sorry if you hear static on the microphone. I do not know what that's about. Maybe it was up here somewhere. We looked at that. We looked at these horrifying things. We looked at the center of Europe. And I feel like I found it right after I was exploring this area. We looked at this, right? Yeah, I've tapped that 3 times now. Well, maybe we won't get to see the mines. Surely, come on, let's look up. How about this? Let's try one more time. Bystrica. Copper. Ooh, what's this? A store, it says. That's not what I want. Copper Limited. A copper store. Well, you know what? Let's see what this is. Oh, you can just buy tools. I don't know what I was expecting. But I kind of did. What was that? That was where you literally just were. My goodness. I knew this was going to happen. Because there were just too many places here that are just so beautiful. This mountain's technically in the region. It's the highest peak. Let's see. Stunning, right? It's up at the top clearly on a snowy day. Wow. So beautiful. Okay, one last attempt to find this mine. Let's see. Maybe I'm just completely wrong, because sometimes I'm so confident about where I think it is, and then I'm completely wrong. Sadly, these nature parks don't have very good slideshows. I think the one place here that would have beautiful, beautiful slideshows, it's not. Let's see. Anyone here that knows Slovak is probably watching me scroll past it a million times and being like, it says Mine Museum right there, but I cannot read Slovak. What's this? Oh, it's cute. It's a little play place. This is... Oh, that's right. I enjoyed this slideshow. I remember that. I was really soaking this one in because it feels like fairyland. Another ruined castle out here in this mysterious woods. A little sign telling you all about it. So pretty. Wow. Mushroom. But yeah, I suppose I should just throw in the towel. I feel like you guys have seen rocks and mines before. It's just that it's important to the history here, you know. Oh well. Let's find one more slideshow to close it out. What if we find it for the last slideshow? My tummy's really unhappy about the tacos I ate today. They are so good. Wow. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, let's end the video here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you learned something interesting today, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you learned down in the comments. And if you enjoy this style of content, please consider subscribing. This is an ongoing series on my channel where we go to every region in the world. And we're going to see birds like these in the next region where we're going in Cambodia. And this area in Cambodia If you like Angkor Wat, if you like old temples hidden in the forest, you must see this place. Absolutely. It is a hidden Angkor Wat that is very rarely visited, and I'll tell you why, all about it in the next video, so be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational. And I hope that you have a good